38.5 billion, not million, with a B. Someone leaked OpenAI's 2025 financials. And the scale of these spreadsheets is genuinely hard to process. In 2024, OpenAI lost $5 billion, but 2025, revenue quadrupled to $13 billion, while losses ballooned to $38.5 billion. The leak exposed the structure underneath, the one that reveals exactly what OpenAI is betting on and what it's willing to burn to get there. The demand is real, but OpenAI is spending over $7 for every dollar it brings in. Every new user deepens the hole. Anthropic is burning billions. Microsoft and Google are spending at a massive rate. The entire industry is locked in a subsidized war, because the leak didn't just expose a number, it exposed the structure underneath, the one that reveals exactly what OpenAI is betting on, and what it's willing to burn to get there. But the number alone doesn't tell the story. The story is in where OpenAI is actually heading. The leak came through a single source, someone with direct access to OpenAI's internal financial reporting. Within hours, the tech world was dissecting spreadsheets that were never meant to be seen. The 2024 baseline was already remarkable, $3.7 billion in revenue against $12.4 billion in costs, a $5.09 billion net loss. But the 2025 numbers transformed the conversation. Revenue hit $13.07 billion, a near fourfold increase in a single year. That kind of growth is almost unheard of for any company, let alone one selling a product that didn't exist 3 years ago. So the revenue is real, the growth is real. So what's bleeding? Because $38.5 billion in losses doesn't happen by accident. Something in the machine is broken, or working exactly as designed. The cost of revenue alone hit $7.5 billion. That's the raw compute bill, the servers, the GPUs, the electricity required to run every ChatGPT query, every training run, and that's before you account for research, talent, and infrastructure expansion. But the number that should stop you cold is this. OpenAI is spending more than $7 for every dollar it brings in. For every $200 monthly subscription, OpenAI is burning through roughly $1,400 trying to serve them. Every new user deepens the hole. The technology works, the demand is real, but the economics are running in the wrong direction, and they're accelerating. Anthropic is burning billions. Microsoft has poured over $13 billion into OpenAI. Google is spending at an even higher rate. The entire frontier AI industry is locked in a subsidized war, racing to capture users and build infrastructure before anyone else. Nobody is profitable. Nobody is close. And yet the money keeps flowing. Investors keep writing checks. Valuations keep climbing. Because everyone is betting on the same thing, that the company who wins this race owns the future. Think about that for a second. The entire industry is structured around losing money. What happens if nobody actually wins? There's a version of this story that's just absurd, racing toward a future nobody can price, while the world debates if this is genius or madness. The irony is almost perfect, but the irony is a distraction. Sitting inside these financials is something more uncomfortable than a big number. It's a signal, one that tells you exactly where this industry is heading, and what it's willing to sacrifice to get there. OpenAI's financials expose something the industry doesn't want to talk about. The losses are not temporary, they are structural. Training frontier models cost hundreds of millions per run, and the price is not falling fast enough to change the math. Meanwhile, the subscription model is subsidized so heavily that even a fourfold increase in revenue cannot close the gap. Intelligence isn't knowing the answer, it's knowing when the answer might be wrong. And right now the industry's answer, trust us, it'll work out, has $38.5 billion worth of evidence stacked against it. The real question is whether the economics of AI can sustain themselves long enough to find out if AI can replace humans. The most advanced technology in human history currently runs on a business model that requires infinite investor patience. Unlimited belief. Reality has a way of exposing weaknesses that demos conveniently ignore, and the reality leaking out of these financials is uncomfortable. Not because OpenAI is failing, but because the structure it built, the subsidized growth, is the structure the entire industry is copying. The AI revolution isn't ending, it's maturing. The companies that survive won't be the ones spending fastest or promising loudest. They'll be the ones who figure out what this technology is actually worth before the patience runs out. The future belongs to those who understand it first. I'm Ethan Cole, and I'll see you in the next documentary.